First, it's just about I want to ask you some questions.
Okay.
I think I still confused about them. Like when I use Laravel,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to install npm. Is it because I don't use Node.js or?
Yep. Uh,
Oh,
does Laravel use Composer?
yes.
Yeah. So do you have to install Composer?
What? Sorry.
You have to install Composer to use Laravel.
Yes.
Yeah. So Composer and npm, Composer npm yarn, they have the same functionality. But Laravel uses Composer, that's why you need to install Composer to use Laravel. But the same with React. React does not require you to install Composer because it doesn't use Composer. But React uses either yarn or npm. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so Composer and npm is the same. I think
Yeah.
Laravel and npm is the same.
No,
But
no, no,
I
no.
just know. Oh, Laravel is the framework,
Yep.
but it say Laravel is a framework for PHP.
That's true.
We just can use Laravel just for PHP or anything else.
Laravel only for PHP, at least for the server side.
Oh,
Yeah.
only for PHP. But oh, but when I start to learn Laravel,
Mm-hmm.
many websites told me that many websites show that I have to install npm. Why they showed why did they suggest me to install that? It,
Which one?
I mean, why they thought? Yeah, no, I don't know which one. I forget to, but uh, several websites
Mm-hmm.
saying that no, not several video. Sorry, video on YouTube say
Mm-hmm.
that uh, install npm. That makes me
Mm-hmm.
confused because when I uh, start to learn my project with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
I asked her, do I have to install npm? And she said no.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that makes me confused, but I think I understand now.
Okay. So basically, if you just want to use Laravel, you do not need npm, yeah. But your application itself may use other things, yeah, may use other things, and these other things may be. I will show you uh, this one. Yeah. I will share you this screen. Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see, this is Laravel documentation. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But this is the part of compiling assets using a tool called Mix. Okay. So Mix here is used by Laravel, but you do not have to use Mix in Laravel. Okay. But as you see here, Laravel Mix provides a Fluent API for defining Webpack. Webpack is a tool build step for your Laravel application using several common CSS and JavaScript preprocessors. Okay, again, this is part of Laravel, but it's an optional part. So if you don't use it, then you do not need this. However, if you do use it, as you can see in installation and setup, you need to install node and npm. Okay. But again, it depends on, because Laravel is a big framework, right? There are several modules that you can use or you don't use. I think that is the answer. It depends on what features that you are using in your app. Okay. So maybe I think another example, if do you have to install MySQL to use Laravel? What do you think the answer will be?
MySQL.
Yeah. Do you have to install
What else?
MySQL to use Laravel?
Can you repeat MySQL? Wait. It depends I need it or not.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that's
Like
true.
that.
That's the answer. It depends.
Because the previous project,
Mhm.
is it the same PHP my admin with my SQL?
It's different.
I,
MySQL is
I
the
still
server. MySQL is the server. PHP my admin the is the UI. Is the UI. Okay. So do you see this tutorial that I'm sharing with you?
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is Laravel with MySQL. Of course, following this, then you will need to use MySQL. But again, the answer is if you do not use MySQL in your app, then you don't have to install MySQL. But most Laravel apps will use MySQL. I think most of them will use MySQL. That's it.
So if PHP my admin is UI,
Mhm.
wait, my SQL. My SQL, oh, I forget it.
Mhm.
DB connection, my SQL. It is database which is related to
Yep.
backend or
Mhm. Yeah, MySQL,
okay.
MySQL server is the backend database, yeah, on the database.
Okay. PHP. So what is the difference between PHP? PHP
Mhm.
my admin tool is administration tool for my SQL. What is administration tool? Administration. Oh, I never like database.
You don't like database? Okay.
No. Can we move on? Sir, what is the difference between Node.js and Node? It is the same, just like React and React.js.
Mhm. Mhm. Can you repeat?
What is the difference between Node and Node.js?
Not Node.js. It's the same thing
Yeah,
actually, just different ways
like
people
React and
calling.
React.js.
Yeah, it's like what is the difference between Angky and Kiang?
It's just the reverse of my name.
Okay. So should I call you Angky or Angky JS?
we, I'm not Java.
Okay.
I'm not Japanese.
So you are Makassaris, so I should call you Angky MS.
No, I'm syllabuses. Syllabuses. Okay, so what is you are about do I have to make a video about TypeScript?
How about NPM and Yarn?
Hello?
I think previously,
Okay.
first you made about React, right? I think the next one is that you wanted to
What's
share about NPM, right?
and the first one is React and Yarn. The second is Yarn.
Okay, the second
But
is
I
Yarn.
think
Okay.
I will explain it about NPM. Just insert a little explanation about NPM in Yarn video because
Okay.
I think it's related each other
Okay.
like that.
Okay. So have
I
you
think
made
after
the?
that, I know I made the what is called the content the content no I don't I don't have apa oh I didn't make the video but I just write the what 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 is the content in my video.
Okay, that's good. So when do you plan to publish it? The Yarn one, the Yarn/NPM one.
Actually, I can I can
Okay, that's good. So you plan to publish it tomorrow?
after that maybe tomorrow night.
Okay, cool.
Just like previous video.
Okay, that's cool. So
Okay.
then what's next?
After
What's your
that,
plan?
oh, after I publish the video,
What's your next plan?
that's what I ask you.
Okay, so you are asking about TypeScript.
Do we have to? No, I mean after I publish after the second video, what 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 oh, what is the main oh I forget. What video do I have to make after Yan
So
installation?
you're asking about TypeScript. I would say there are two choices, and I'm giving you choices. Which one you will take will be up to you. First is the one you were asking about TypeScript. So you can make a video explanation about TypeScript and how it is different to JavaScript if you want. That will be the first option. The other option will be you demonstrating how to create a simple React application and like make an input or a component like a simple form, and then you can change, and yeah, and then the display changes. It's like the first React app that we created some time ago, right? And then you can try to do that on your own and yeah, demonstrate that. And I would say that's it. That's the other two options. So which one will you choose?
Okay. Mm, how about uh, mm, what is uh, I'm interested with the both.
Hmm?
I'm interested the both of this.
Okay, then you do both of them last week, yeah.
Um, because I think yeah the but the because of the previous video
Mm-hmm.
I have further further understand about the React. So I
Okay,
think it's
that's good.
a good thing that I can understand better if I make the video
Okay.
because yeah I'm have a limited personal space in here, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm so shy that because my English not so good and
But you said that you want to plan to improve your English so that you can apply for master degree.
yes
Mm.
yes I know, but sometimes I feel I'm just too far too far to have a good English, but I will try.
Yeah, you can do it from now before applying for master degree, right? Because when you do it, you will need to present using English most of the time, right? And also write papers, and the papers will also be in English as well. So yeah, start from now.
Sometimes when I want to talk her, my my brain is blank. Like,
Mm.
what is the English of this? What is the English of this? But when I read some English like paper, I understand. But when I have to translate from Indonesian to English, is it do I, do I have to do I do I uh, have a good work or not like that.
Mm. Okay, it's nice progress actually. The first video was great.
Okay, so
So what other parts are you confused on?
mm, sometimes I confuse uh, with little things like my SQL with PHP admin. What's the difference?
Mm.
Why I don't have to install npm when I use Laravel.
Mm.
Just like that, but I think I understand now,
That's good.
but maybe I have to learn again.
Okay.
Wait. Sir, I wanna ask you, what is the difference between what action? I don't have syntax. Wait. Wait, sir, wait. Declarative inversion.
Okay, let's see. All right.
Ingin difference between this and this.
Well, is there any explanation below about the form attributes? Maybe somewhere below. It should give you. Oh, I think this is about. It's because it's PHP, right? Okay, try to open a new tab and then Google HTML form action method. Action method. So hopefully there is a explanation. Yeah, this one. Okay. So because this is a concept from HTML, it's not only PHP. Okay. I think you have ever read this before, yeah, when researching between get and post. So you see there method, there's get and there's post, and the method is for the between get or post, and that is the explanation. And then I think there should be an explanation but action as well.
The action.
Yeah, this one is about the action.
When a form is submitted.
Yeah. So method is what to do, and action is where to do that. Okay.
What to do? Where to send the possible.
So action is the destination.
The destination, like after we submitted, we direct to another page, or
Yeah, usually this is another page, but it can be the same page. But the method is just a method. It's not an address, because the method is just the two options, whether it's a get or a post.
just like post, like we send our data to server like that, or
Yeah. So this form always sends data to a server, but this method attribute method determines how to send that data. Okay, whether it will be sent using the get method or using the post method. Okay, and the other attribute action is where. Okay,
where I still don't understand where.
okay. So if you can see there, action is action page.php. So it will send the data to a page called action page.php.
Just like after we submitted, like name, like name, submit, then it is direct to another page that show the name or.
Okay, let's make it a demonstration instead. Please open up Visual Studio Code and just copy this file into a new HTML file. Just make it HTML, no PHP. This will be a quick demo.
In random folder or?
Random folder is okay. Random folder is okay. Okay, just open a new project or open a new folder. So, because it doesn't have to be like a React thing. Okay. Yeah, probably better a new folder that is clean. Just for example.
New folder.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Now open that and then create a new HTML file there. Use a creative name. Okay. Okay. Now you can copy and paste that code before. Okay. Okay. Now you can open this page on your browser. You can open this file on the browser. Yeah, you can right click that file and like open to, okay.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, you can like reveal in File Explorer and yeah, or double click it. Yeah, any way you want. Okay, now what I want you to do is right click on the browser and click inspect. Okay, so you know what's happening behind the scenes. Now open the network. Open network. Okay, so fill your first name and last name there and click submit. So let's see what happens after this. Yeah. Okay. So it says not found. Yeah. But this is because it is sending to, as you can see above, the address becomes /action page.php. Yeah. Is that true? Okay.
Yes.
Now go back to the file and change the action page.php to something else.
Right.
Yeah. Something else. Anything that you want there. Just to demonstrate this action attribute. I know there is no such file or something, but so you know what is the purpose of this attribute. Okay, now save it, and then try that again. Go to previous, go back first. Now refresh first. Okay, and then you can do that. All right. So you can see the destination is different here. Okay. Okay,
so,
just
wait. that interrupts you. So, so this is the PHP file that when we save the first name and last name to our database, like that, or
but at this
I'm not.
time there is no connection to database at all, just that this form will be sending some data to some URL, and in this case the
Oh,
URL is save.php.
so if save.php has first name and last f name and l name, then they show our what our submit what I submit.
Yeah, that's true. And we will try this after this, but just the form is just sending data somewhere, okay? But in this case, it is sending to a place where it's not found, right? So it will fail, but the form itself works to send it to the file that you want, the URL that you want. Okay, so that's the explanation of the action attribute. So it specifies where do you want the data to go. And after that, we will try, okay, so how if we want to handle that data or we want to receive that data? Because there is already something that sends the data, but nobody is receiving that data, right? It's like if you are sending a package using GNA, but the home is empty or not found, invalid address. This is what happens. Okay, now let's try to receive that data. Go to requestbin.com, open in new tab. Requestbin.com. Requestbin.com. Okay. Okay, now create request bin. Okay. Okay. All right. So now copy the endpoint that you get there. You have the endpoint URL, right? So copy that one. Yep, that one. And put it on your HTML file as the action.
Like this.
Okay, yep, that's good. So now the form will be sent to the request bin or Pipedream. Okay, so now go back to your form. Hit back. Okay, refresh first. Have you refreshed? Okay. Now, before sending, please check the preserve log checkbox below, because there is a preserve log checkbox on the, yeah, that one. Okay. So now you can try to submit. Okay. So now when you submit,
you can see that the server is giving success true. Okay, and first I want to show you what the browser is sending. Okay, so go down and see the second row on the network. Yeah, that second row. Okay, so click there. Okay, so this is behind the scenes what the browser is sending to the server. Okay, so there is a request URI. So you can see on the request URI, it's a combination of the URL from Pipedream and also the data, yeah, fname and lname there. So it's sending that to the server. And you can also see that the request method is
Get.
get, yeah, request method is get. So if you can remember that, we will try again with the other method next time so that it will be different. And you can scroll down to see what other information you get, like response headers and request headers and so on until the bottom. Please scroll to the bottom just to show you that there is nothing else. Okay, just query string parameters, yeah, query string parameters, fname and lname. When you are finished with this, you can go to, this is the one that is being sent to the server, yeah. Sending, not the receiving. This is the sending part. So if you have a problem with your application, first you need to check if your app or HTML is sending the correct information. Because if the sending is incorrect, then the receiving will be incorrect. But if the sending is correct, now you can check from the receiving end. So if you are finished with this, you can go to the Pipedream website and then check whether the data is received correctly. Okay, so you can see the second one. I think there should be already. Yeah, I would say that the second one on the left. Okay, can you get the? Okay, yeah, the second one, the one below. Should be that one. And you click on it. I think it's still loading it. Okay, now when you click on this, you can see the headers, and then there should be data there. See, you have data. Yeah, that's the data that you are sending, right? Okay. So from this point, do you have any questions? If not, then you can change that from get to post. So you will know what is different about this one. Now, before you go back, please note that as you can see the address, right, on the URL of this page.
What?
You see that the address, the URL address of this page has fname and lname in the address, right?
Yes.
So remember that, and so you can compare with the next approach that you will test. So when you're done, you can go back, make sure to refresh, and then send the data again. Okay, first you can check on the address bar. Does the address bar have lname and fname there?
No.
No. But the question is, will it be able to send the data? You can check on the bottom, on the network part. This will be the last row before favicon. So you can see the method is also different. Click on it so you can inspect what is being sent to the server.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as you can see, the URL is different. Now the URL does not have f name and l name. The request method is also post. But can you see the data in the request? Yeah, that is still the data. But this case, the data is different. It's form data. It's not query parameters. You can still compare with the previous request. Yeah, if you scroll up from the left side, you can nah, that one it's the previous request. This is the get one, and also the post one. So you can compare between these two. They are different.
Oh. Why this form data and this query string parameter?
Because that's the difference between the two methods. When you are using get, you are sending the data using the URL. But when you are using post, you are sending the data not in the URL, but using what's called form data, or it's called the body. Okay, it's called the body. Form data or body. Because there are only a few space in the URL, right? URL is only several characters, and you cannot send big things in the URL. You cannot send like photo or file or a lot of things in the URL. Okay. And it's also less secure. So that's why for sending data, usually we use post. Now, after you have finished with this, you can go to Pipedream and to check the requests that you are getting there using post. Okay. So as you can see,
body.
Yeah, it's different, yeah, from the previous request.
Cool.
So, as I told you, the query here is empty, yeah.
Yeah.
The query is empty, but then the data is in another part.
Body row.
Yeah, body row is like the actual binary that is being sent over the network. But then usually if you use a library, you get the actual body parameters or data. And actually using post, you can send more than just a string. Yeah, you can also send file, photo, image, PDF file, and so on. But if you use get, you will not be able to send photo or file. That's it. So are you still confused about the difference between form action and form method? Yeah.
Like that stuff.
Okay.
But if you can explain me, I can find. No, I mean I can search about the method and action.
Okay, so maybe one way to explain it better is by using the file example, yeah. So you want to try it again? Share your screen and open the file again. But this time you add. Okay, go to your source code, your HTML. Okay, now add another field. So yeah, after that, if you want, you can add another input. Also make another label, yeah. Label, maybe you can use like photo or something. or maybe file.
What?
Yeah, you can use photo or something. So this is, we are trying to add another field to upload a file, file or photo.
Oh, file. Or
So now you will be able to know better the difference and see it, whether it works or not.
so the type is file or
The type is file. The type is file.
ID is folder.
Okay, so now go to open a new tab and then try to search for HTML form post file. Okay, because that will not work first, but maybe let's try first. Okay, because I don't think that this will just work. Okay, try to fill it. Try to fill it. Yeah, try to fill it. Fill the form and choose a photo and then submit. I don't think this will work, but yeah, let's try.
Pictures. Submit.
Yep. Okay, so now, okay, you can see the data that is sent to the server. Okay, HTML name and photo, right? And now try to go to Pipedream to see whether the data has been received correctly. Okay. So do you think this is correct?
What?
Do you think the data that was received by Pipedream is correct or not?
Think correct, sir.
Okay, but actually this is not correct. Why?
Why?
Because what we want to send is the photo file, not just the file name.
Or not the.
Because yeah, this file exists on your computer, but when you are sending this file to another server, the server needs the contents of the file, not just the name of the file, right?
Oh.
So this is actually not working. Okay, so if you try to process this using Laravel or Node.js or anything, then it will not work as intended because the file is not there. All it receives is the file name. Okay, so now how to fix this? You can open a new tab and then Google HTML form file, yeah, HTML form file. Okay. All right, but now we have to fill. Think. No, can you scroll down? Can you scroll down? Nah, this one, the form. As you can see, the form here has an additional attribute here. Ignore the script for now. Just take a look at the HTML form syntax. This one. Do you notice something different about this form? There is a new attribute.
Enctype, encryption type.
It's actually encoding, yeah.
From that.
It's actually encoding type. Okay, so now copy that.
Oh no, no encryption.
No, not encryption. It's encoding. Okay. And you can put that to your source code. Okay. Okay, now test it. You can check. Okay, do you see any data there?
Any data that I already submitted?
Mm-hmm. Is it there?
No.
No. Yeah, it is a little bit harder to diagnose it now, but you can check in Pipedream whether the Pipedream server is receiving your data correctly. Right.
Oh.
Okay, so actually now you have this encoding file name, and to check whether it gets the file correctly, so open the URL and copy the URL there, or you can just copy value on the right side. Yeah, there is like a copy value. Okay, and then open that. Yeah, oh, sorry.
Downloading.
Okay, we can save that to a folder.
Oh.
Okay, so it's not working. That's weird. So if you open that file, then
It's working.
still there. Okay,
Still loading. I think.
loading. Yeah, from the thumbnail it should work.
Yeah.
Okay, so this proves that you can send a file from your browser HTML to Pipedream and then open that file again. Okay, and that's when using post. So even if you use post, you need to use the correct enctype. If not, then it will not work. So I guess there are 3 different ways here now: using get, using post, and then using post with enctype multipart from data. So if you want to test the difference again, do you want to test sending a file using get?
Maybe.
Okay. So,
Let
but
me
please
try.
create a new file here so that it will have a different. So you can duplicate this
What?
file now. Can you duplicate the file? So go to the left. Yeah. Or you can copy and create a new file. Because there is yeah. Okay. Make a new file. So maybe it's like div get HTML. So already
The type.
Okay, now you can change that to get. And let's see if this works. Don't forget to open the inspect, yeah.
Inspect.
Yeah, and network. And then click on reserve block. Oh yeah, it's already checked. Okay. See the data there? Yeah. There is data,
Just
but
sending the.
yeah, let's see if this is just a file name or it actually has a file there. You can go to request Pipedream, yeah, Pipedream to check if the newest get can send the actual file. Okay, this is the get. It's query, and so do you have a file there, or is that just a file name?
Just the file name.
Okay, so that's another difference between get and post. Is it clear enough?
I'm confused, but little by little, I can difference. I can get the difference.
Okay.
So I thought it's when we send the data from database, but it's different, right? Not like that.
Yeah, as you can see from our demonstration today, do we use any database when doing this?
No.
No. Is there any SQL?
No.
No. But we do use HTML get, HTTP get, and HTTP post, right? And it's working. And of course, we are testing this using Pipedream, but Pipedream is using the HTTP protocol. So I think this tool is useful if we make a backend application and the backend does not work. Then in order to more easily diagnose what is the problem, we can use a tool such as Pipedream. So we can confirm, okay, is the data I sent correctly? Is it using the correct method? Is it using the correct URL? Is it using the correct encoding type and so on? Okay, before having to handle about database and backend and so on. Okay.
It's just like we use Postman.
Yeah, it's like Postman, but on the different side of Postman, because Postman is for sending data, and Pipedream is for receiving data.
Oh.
So in our terminology, Postman is the client, and Pipedream is the server.
Oh.
So if you are trying to create a front end, yeah, if you are trying to create a front end, then Pipedream will be useful. But if you are trying to create a back end, then Postman will be useful.
So I can use it when the back end was not ready.
Yeah, exactly.
I can use it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Huh? Can you repeat?
I can use Pipedream for React when I use
Pipedream for React. Yeah. Yes. So the client that you created here is just HTML, right? But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you can create a React application that sends data to Pipedream, and then you can check whether your React application is sending the data correctly or not. Actually, Pipedream is more powerful than this, yeah. So the feature that you use now is just for accepting or receiving data from a form, and then you just see what the headers and data is like. But actually, if you explore the documentation of Pipedream, it's possible to do other things with Pipedream. Yeah. For example, if you want to post to Twitter or something, it's actually possible.
So, maybe I still don't understand about the JSON.
About JSON.
JSON, but maybe next time because I have to focus to React.
Okay. All right. If that's it, then please conclude the meeting.
Halo Pak. Halo.
Yeah. Okay, if that's it, then please conclude the meeting.